What's up, everybody? Bandit and Chad here for another Taco Tuesday. Now, we did just finish up with the Super Bowl here a few days ago, and there were a couple notable commercials that we did see there. We had them from, Ram, Jeep, Toyota, but several auto manufacturers, and we saw some really cool future products and kind of where these brands are going. The most notable one that we all thought was actually a Jeep commercial with the Wrangler. Now, Jeep is calling this their anti-manifesto marketing strategy, and it actually showed a two-door Rubicon Wrangler going through a creek and then kind of up some rocks and everything. But we both kind of agree that that's a really neat idea, and we've never really seen a Jeep do quite all of that in a commercial, at least.
Right. Most of the time when they do show these things in the commercial, you know, they show them driving on the road or this beautiful landscape in the background and just people driving them day to day. But, you know, the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, that is the product that Jeep puts out there for the people that are going to be driving through these really deep creek beds, up and over the rocks that are wet and everything like that, that are typically a challenging obstacle. So we thought it was a really, really cool marketing tool that Jeep used.
Right, and some of these boulders that they were going up, they weren't the normal just like little river rocks. I mean, these were sizable rocks, and the Jeep just kind of scampered right up them and looked really good at doing it, honestly. So we can't wait to see one of those new JL Rubicons out on the trails and see exactly what it'll do. So the main topic for this week is we're going to give back. So you may remember that at the start of the new year, Chad and I both made a video kind of on our goals for the new year and how we were going to give back. And we said that we were going to use all of our revenue from January to go towards a veterans organization. So we actually came upon an organization thanks to one of you all. You did leave it in the comment section below, and it's actually for Veterans Healing Farm in North Carolina. It's actually in Hendersonville, and which isn't really too far from Virginia Tech, so I think it'll be a really great organization. But more or less what they do is they come in contact with veterans who are recently out of the military and give them a little bit of a tutorial on, you know, farming practices, how to grow crops, how to grow vegetables, and things like that. And then from the harvest of those fruits and vegetables, they will keep some of them for veterans in need and also give others to the local food pantry. So it's a really great organization, and I think they could definitely use our help. So we plan on going down there in April and actually giving them our donation and actually having a little bit of a work day with them as well. That way we can, you know, get to know them a little bit, kind of show you all exactly what they do, and I think it'll be a really great opportunity for everyone.
Right. So what you all are probably wondering is, how much are we actually going to be donating? So there is some, I guess, more logistics to it than just like a certain amount. It is all based off of YouTube revenue. Of course, we did ask you guys to help us out by watching our videos, subscribing, liking, doing all the things that you would think would ultimately help us, and we did come out to a certain number for this this past month. Right.
So we did see a lot more views, a lot better view duration, which is one of the things that YouTube AdSense looks for. And we did come up with just around $168 in total revenue for the month. Now that seems a little bit low. It actually is. Normally, most months we make between $200 and $220, and that is really what we envisioned giving to, you know, whatever organization that we chose. But we do feel that this is fair, and really the right thing to do here is to round up. So instead of giving away the $168, we are going to round up out of our earnings for other months and actually give the full 200 and whatever amount. So you know, probably $225, $250 or whatever else. And that, like I said, that's really the right thing to do. So the revenue is kind of shaky some months, and there are some reasons all of that changes. But like I said, we envision giving away, you know, a pretty good sum, and obviously any little bit helps. But we do want to have a sizable sum to really help out this organization.
So the reason that revenue does end up being a little low, especially towards the very beginning of the new year, right in January, we do get a noticeable drop in revenue that we make. It almost has to build up throughout the year, and then by the end of the year, we feel like we're doing pretty good, and then all of a sudden in January, it drops again. One of the reasons that is because the people who do provide the ads on the videos Sometimes they renew, sometimes they don't, so you do end up getting a little bit less ads, or the ad might be worth less. There's some stuff that we just don't completely understand with how YouTube pays you and gives you for each video per duration view, all that stuff. Obviously, the more video gets viewed, the longer it gets viewed, that's ultimately what we believe is the highest percentage of income. But there is just less of that at the beginning of the year because there are the people who do provide these ads, and like I said, they sometimes do renew, sometimes don't renew, and there's probably some other reasons that we just don't know all about.
Right, and one of these issues is YouTube keeps changing their algorithm, but it does end up paying you. And like Chad was alluding to, different sponsors and everything else that YouTube ends up working with throughout the year does change in different seasons. But not dwelling on the bad stuff too much, ultimately we are going to give a pretty sizable donation to a really great cause, and we're really looking forward to it. So thank you all very, very much for all of the support. We do really appreciate it. I'm sure Veterans Healing Farm will greatly appreciate any bit of help that they can get. If you are interested in personally donating to their cause, all of their information will be in the description of this video. So please do look them up, check it out, and read their mission statement. It really is a great cause, and we're looking forward to working with them. So as far as an update for our Tacomas, it has been very, very cold down here in southwestern Virginia, and as a result, our fuel mileage has kind of seen a little bit of a change there.
It suffered.
Yeah, for sure. I'm seeing somewhere around 19 miles a gallon now versus the 21, 22 that I was seeing in summer. So certainly a little bit of a decrease there. I personally don't have the best commute, neither does Chad really, because by the time we get to our destination, our trucks aren't even warmed up, so they're not really ever operating at peak operating efficiency, which isn't really that great for the trucks. But better to have a gas truck than a diesel truck in times like that, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
But overall, it has been very cold, and the trucks have been holding up to it just fine. We did get a little bit of ice and sleet over the weekend. I didn't even need four-wheel drive. I'm not sure if you drove around in it at all.
I drove around a little bit in it, but not enough for me to need four-wheel drive. And by the time I had gotten out to the roads, most of them were, for the most part, clear just because there were so many people driving through them anyhow. So I didn't need four-wheel drive, and it was just kind of slushy. But I did actually hit 25,000 miles over the weekend, and I did actually rotate my tires while I was at home because, every 5,000 miles you are supposed to do that. So I took advantage of me hitting 25,000 miles and doing some of that myself at the garage. But yeah, like you said, the truck is doing really well.
And I'm just shy of 28,000 miles, and obviously that's coming up on a big milestone. The 30,000 mile mark is when you should have the automatic transmission fluid changed, obviously by the dealer, because unfortunately we don't have a dipstick in these trucks.
Right.
So I will have to go to the dealer here in probably a month or so, but we'll be sure to keep you all up to date in all of that. So thank you all very much for watching. Again, thank you for all of the support towards our donation towards Veterans Healing Farm. We do really appreciate that, and again, I'm sure they will really appreciate all of the support. So thank you all very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.